I'd like to remember this rock and roll performance, one of the greats, if you like. I don't relish the fact that when I died, they put on my stone Ozzy Osbourne, the man that bit the head off of Bat+The Dove and urinated up the Alamo and caused the death of several kids through his music. I mean, that's what. See, even now, in that incident with the Bat and the Dove happened years ago, and even now people go to me, "Oh, I know you. You're the guy that kills animals. You kill things and all that shit." You know.
Obviously, there are things that Ozzy has done that are pretty easy to ridicule, but I think that it's definitely, there comes a point where it gets silly and just things like get so blown out of proportion. And obviously, that happened, many years ago. I mean, when he was doing all the Dove stuff, when he bit the head off the Dove and a couple of these other incidents, like, pissing on the Alamo and some of those are things that were, I think, very tongue-in-cheek.
The Dove was a total freak of nature, if you like. I was absolutely drunk, and I was being introduced to the LA branch of CBS, and my wife said to me, "Go in and throw these two doves in the air." And I was drunk. I drank a bottle of booze, and I threw one up in the air, and they were all sitting around the boardroom table, and I bit the head off the other one and threw it on the table, thinking they would see the funny side of it, and they really didn't see the funny side of it. The Bat was a kind of an accident, which I did milk somewhat. Some guy in the audience threw it. It was like the Diary of a Madman tour, and it was kind of like I always used to like custard pie fights, but I had like a custard pie fight on stage, but using meat. We used to throw meat out at the audience, and the audience would bring meat to the concert and throw it back. But as this went on the tour, it got worse. People were bringing like dead cats and throwing them on it. All kinds of snakes and frogs and rats and somebody threw a bat, and I thought it was one of those like Halloween rubber things, and I just bit into it, and it was a real bat.
I thought that with a little salt and pepper, they're better. Actually, bats are a little bit better. A little mayonnaise sometimes, or it depends on what month. If you get a good bat at the right month, then it's a lot tastier. I was more of a chicken man myself, but I could see somebody who's probably more of a continental taste, and bats, I can understand that.
Unbeknownst to me, bats are the biggest carriers of rabies in the world. So I had to go straight from the gig to a hospital, and the guy said, "We better give you some precautionary rabies shots." And I had one in each rear, one in each arm, and one in the top of my leg, and I had to have that every night. So for anyone out there who thinks it's cool, if you want to be a complete dick, try it. One of the things I did regret was the incident at the Alamo. Not because I urinated at the Alamo, was because I've got so many kids down there that love my music, and I get so many hundreds and thousands of letters from San Antonio saying, "Please come back." But I was banned from San Antonio. But after all these years, I've just found out that they've lifted the ban. I hope it sticks. Because I want to go back to San Antonio and play a gig there.
I would love to have been the policeman that arrested him. I think I would have let him go, You piss on the Alamo, you piss on America, boy.
I wanted to take a piss, and I pissed a lot, as you've noticed.
He came into our dressing room once, and he just had a pair of shorts on, and he was out of his mind on something. Well, probably had a few drinks, And he went up to the window, and he opened the window, and he just took a piss out the window. And he just stood there like this, And I think it was Sav or Pete Willis, our guitar player, was looking out at a different window, and the kids were still queuing up to get in, and he was pissing on them. And I think to this day, he doesn't even know he did it, And these kids probably just thought, wow, it's raining it.
I think looking back on Ozzy's solo career, I mean, the '86 tour that we were part of, that was probably when all the conservative groups and just all the hoopla was at its highest. Everybody was fucking watching his, like, every move.
A lot of it is exaggerated in the press, but to me, I see it as no more exploitation than what Madonna does. For Ozzy, it's a bat or a Dove or a bottle of gin or whatever. For Madonna, it's a pair of stockings and a corset. There's no difference, really. I'm just glad that Ozzy doesn't wear the corset.